Hi everyone, welcome back to Mutual Testing. It's the 3rd of April 2026. It's a Friday and it's 12:09 in the morning. So today we'll be looking at the obesity, the Ozempic, the end of Ozempic. Why Eli Lilly's new pill changes everything. Imagine a world where treating obesity is as simple as taking your morning vitamin. No needles, no jabs, no straight fasting windows, just a single daily pill. Sounds like a science fiction, right? Well, as of yesterday, the April Fool's Day, the 1st of April 2026, it is officially science fact. So today, we will be looking at how the FDA broke the internet and the pharmaceutical industry by approving Eli Lilly's new drug, Foundayo. It's a once-daily oral GLP-1 medication. But does this mark the end of the global obesity epidemic, or is it just the beginning of a massive trillion-dollar war for Big Pharma? And more importantly, with thousands of lawsuits currently piling up over the dark side of these weight loss miracle drugs, is this new pill actually safe? Let's dive in. To understand why Wall Street and doctors are losing their minds over Foundayo, we have to look at the massive flaw in the current weight loss market. Up until now, if you wanted the benefits of a GLP-1 drug, you had to inject yourself. Now, there was an older pill called Rybelsus, but it was a nightmare to take. You had to wake up, take it on an empty stomach with barely a sip of water, and then stare at the wall for 30 minutes before you could even smell a cup of coffee. Why? Because the drug was a large molecule, and human stomach acid would destroy it before it could enter the bloodstream. Enter Foundayo. It's a small molecule. It sneaks right past your digestive enzymes. You can take it with a heavy breakfast, a black coffee, or nothing at all. But it's actually effective. The clinical data from ATTAN ATTAIN-1 trial is staggering. Patients on the highest dose lost an average of 12.4% of their body weight over 72 weeks. So we have a pill that works like a shot but requires zero lifestyle disruption. Eli Lilly is launching this at $149 per month for self-pay patients, shipping it directly to people's doors starting at the 6th of April, bypassing the pharmacy completely. Now, before we get into the global numbers and the economic lawsuits, we need to answer a fundamental questions. We keep throwing around the acronym GLP-1, but what does that actually mean? That brings us to segment 2. What is actually a GLP-1? GLP stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. It sounds complicated, but it's actually a hormone your gut produces naturally every time you eat. It does 3 major things. It tells your pancreas to produce insulin to manage blood sugar. It slows down your digestion, so food stays in your stomach longer. And thirdly, it sends out a loud, clear signal to your brain saying, "Hey, put down the fork, we are full." The problem, in a natural human body, the hormone disappears in a matter of minutes. But Big Pharma figured out how to create synthetic versions of that hormone that last in your body for an entire week, or in the case of this new pill, all day. Foundayo is just the newest member of a very famous family. You probably know its older injectable siblings. Novo Nordisk makes semaglutide, which you know as Ozempic for diabetes or Wegovy for weight loss. Eli Lilly, the same company making this pill, also makes Sepetide. That's commercially known as Mounjaro or Zepbound. They all do the exact same core thing. They hijack your body's natural fullness signal to quiet the food noise in your brain. But until now, you had to stab yourself with a pen to get that. Segment 3. The three-pronged attack on appetite. But how exactly does this translate to losing 12% of your body weight? Let's clear up a major misconception. This pill doesn't magically burn fat or speed up your metabolism. It's a masterclass in appetite control, and it attacks your hunger in 3 distinct ways. First, it hacks your brain. The drug binds to your receptors in your hypothalamus and completely silences what doctors call food noise, those constant, obsessive thoughts about your next meal or craving that late-night snacks, gone. Many patients report that they simply lose interest in food and literally forget to eat. Second, it creates a physical roadblock. It dramatically slows down gastric emptying. Because food stays in your stomach significantly longer, you feel physically stuffed after just a few bites. It acts as a built-in portion control mechanism. If you try to overeat, it will actually feel physically uncomfortable. And third, it stops the blood sugar roller coaster. By triggering insulin when you eat it, it prevents the massive spikes and crashes that usually trigger intense carbs and sugar cravings. Put it all together, and the drug simply makes it incredibly easy to eat in a strict calorie deficit without feeling starved, deprived, or miserable, or grumpy. Segment 4. The real obesity picture. But let's ask the $1 trillion rhetorical question. Who is this drug actually for? When we talk about obesity, what country immediately comes to mind? You're probably picturing United States, and you're not entirely wrong. In America, roughly 42% of adults are obese. Yup, 42%. It's a highly visible because of the sheer density of extreme class 2, class 3 obesity cases. But if we look at the raw data, the global picture is very different. By percentage of the population, the most obese countries are actually Pacific Island nations, hovering around 70%. But if we look at the absolute numbers like sheer headcount, China actually leads the world. Using China's domestic medical standard of BMI over 28, there are well over 110 million adults living with obesity there. And this isn't just an American problem anymore. It's a global health crisis. And Eli Lilly knows that a pill is infinitely easier to export, distribute, and sell globally than refrigerated injectable pens. Segment 5. The dark side and lawsuits. But every miracle cure has a dark side. Have you ever seen the headlines claiming these drugs cause cancer? Let me clear the air. The current human data does not show that GLP-1 causes cancer. That black box warning on the label is for thyroid tumors found in rats, who have totally different thyroid biology than humans. In fact, by reducing obesity, these drugs are actually lowering the risk of 13 different types of cancer. But before you run into your doctor, this is a real legal storm brewing. Right now, there are over 3,000 federal lawsuits wrapped into a massive multi-district litigation against the makers of these drugs. And they aren't suing over cancer, they're suing over 2 terrifying words: gastroparesis and NAION. Gastroparesis is severe stomach paralysis. These drugs work by slowing down your digestion. But for some users, the stomach stopped working entirely, leading to hospitalizations and inability to eat solid food. NAION is even scarier. It's a condition that cuts off blood flow to the optic nerve, causing sudden permanent blindness. The lawsuits claim Big Pharma knew about these risks and downplayed them. As Foundayo hits the market, the biggest question isn't whether it will help you lose weight, it's what long-term side effects we are trading against that weight loss for. Segment 6. Market predictions. The trillion-dollar cow. So where does this leave us? Let's put on our analysis hat and look at the future. Eli Lilly stock is already trading at a massive premium, hovering near a 1 trillion market cap. Wall Street analysts have a 12-month price target upward of $1,350. But is the hype justified? Here are my top 3 predictions for the next 5 years. Prediction 1. The death of the pen. By 2029, injectable GLP-1s will be considered legacy medicine. The convenience and cheaper manufacturing of the small molecule pill would dominate 80% of the market. Prediction 2. There will be a brutal price war. Novo Nordisk isn't going to just surrender. Expect to see the cost of these medications plummet over the next 3 years as big pharmas fight for insurance formulary dominance. Prediction 3. The preventive pivot. Right now, you take this drug after you become obese. My prediction? By 2030, we will see doctors prescribing low-dose GLP-1 pills preventively, the exact same way they prescribe daily strains for cholesterol today. Daily statins for cholesterol today. So the FDI's 50-day fast-track approval of Foundayo proves one thing. The government, the medical community, and Wall Street are all betting the farm on this pill. It's going to change how we eat, how we live, and how we view willpower. But what do you think? Would you take a daily pill to manage your weight? Or are the risks of stomach paralysis and the unknown long-term effects too high? Let me know down in the comments. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so we can keep reaching a mutual understanding on the news that matters. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. The obesity, the Ozempic, the end of